Hello and happy October. My name is Mars, and today I will be playing Scarlet Hollow. This is an episodic horror visual novel, of which 4 of 7 planned chapters have been so far released. In it, you return to your family's hometown for your aunt's funeral and get swept up in the town's many spooky goings-on. I have played this game once, a few months ago, so it won't be an entirely blind playthrough, but as I have come to understand it, one of this game's strengths is its variability. There are so many different character traits you can choose, branches you can go down, characters who can live or die, different friendships and romances you can start, you name it. There are so many things that can change wildly between 2 playthroughs, and there are a lot of things that I didn't get to see in my first playthrough that I really want to try out. So I thought that would make the perfect Let's Play for this month of spooks and scares. Before I begin, I will say with the authority of someone who has already experienced this game once, that as a horror game, Scarlet Hollow does not mess around. This game is at once an absolutely delightful time and full of some of the most disturbing concepts and imagery I have ever seen in a video game. If you need it, Black Tabby Games, the developers, have a comprehensive list of content warnings for each chapter on their website, and I will link that in the description. I will also provide my own relevant content warnings at the beginning of each episode. I can't imagine this first episode will need any, unless you find gross bathrooms triggering. But going forward, just if you choose to watch this series, please be safe. That's my little spiel. And with all that said, I think it is time to start a new game. Alright, your name is. You get to basically create your own character for this game. No visual, there is no visual representation of your character, but you can decide a lot. And roleplay heavily, which is fun. So, we're gonna go with my name being Diana. That's my go-to self-named character name on this channel, because I've named myself after my avatar, who is the character Diana from the game Zero Time Dilemma. Yes, enter. Alright, you live in the city of... I'm not gonna dox myself here, but this is what I'm gonna do. This game takes place in North Carolina, and I lived in North Carolina for 2 years, a long time ago, in middle school. So since I don't live there anymore and have not for a long time, I will put down the name of the city that I lived in then. Wilmington. A very different place from the setting of this game. This game takes place in a rural mining town. Wilmington was a coastal, touristy kind of place. Alright. Select pronouns. She, her. Confirm. Okay. 2 traits. This is where things get interesting. Traits unlock additional paths and dialogue options. So here are what we have to choose from. You get to choose 2. And I can say with quite some certainty that it changes what is available to you, which traits you choose. So let's just go over them real quickly. Powerful build. Tough as nails. An imposing presence and mean right hook. Mystical, strange and unusual, you see the threads of realities in ways others cannot. I chose mystical on my first playthrough, and that allowed me to really understand the supernatural goings-on in Scarlet Hollow. Talk to animals. You can talk to animals. Animals can talk to you. A gift and a curse. Street smart, good at lying and hard to lie to. Fast talker, no door can hold you. Keen eye, observant with a knack for picking up small details, and empathetic. Keen eye was the other trait I chose in my first playthrough, because I like being empathetic. Mystical and keen eye together. See, the traits can also synergize, which is really cool. those two things together also gave me, like, extra dialogue options that made me really notice things around me. It was really cool. Book smart, well-read and rational, possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it, a talented researcher. And hot, extremely good-looking, a natural flirt. People just like you, probably because you're a good person. Now, I've thought a lot already about which traits I want to do in this playthrough. First off, I absolutely 100% want to talk to animals. I kind of overlooked this when I first played the game, but now that I have played it, I know there are a lot of very prominent animals in this game. There are dogs, there are cats, there are opossums, there are chickens, there are alpacas. The pastor and his wife raise alpacas, and we haven't gotten much of a chance to interact with the alpacas yet, but I am so excited to see more of the alpacas going forward. So these animals all have so much personality already, even when you can't talk to them. And I just feel like there's an entire secondary cast in this game that I have not gotten the chance to fully experience because I couldn't actually talk to them. So I absolutely want to talk to animals. Now, for my second choice, this is the one I deliberated on about. There are romance options in this game. And there was a certain character that I did not realize was romanceable in my first playthrough that I really want to romance now. But reminding you that this is a horror game mixed with a dating sim. This romance track that this character puts you through has one requisite death. One person has to die in order for you to get with this character, unless this can be overridden by choosing the hot trait. You can be so attractive that you can convince the person you are romancing not to murder someone. I got through my first playthrough with only one casualty, and that casualty is more or less unavoidable. I would like to try and do as little of that as possible. Have as few deaths as possible, in this playthrough, but I do want to make different choices than before, so some characters may die. And I'm okay with that. This is one I can actively choose to avoid, but I'm not gonna. Hot is not that interesting of a trait to me. I want my love interest to love me for me, not just because I'm good looking. And I think that this guy would be more interested in someone who is book smart. Well-read and rational, possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it, a talented researcher. Yeah, this is the combo of traits that I'm going to go with. Talk to animals and book smart. And if that requires a little bit of sacrifice, then I'll go with it. So yes, someone's gonna die. And if you know this game already, you probably know who. Alright, let's get started. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazing on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops, seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. Yeah, already, the writing in this game is very nice. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when he started to doze off. At first, you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. Alright, I think I'm gonna turn the music down a little more. Because I'm worried that you're not gonna be able to hear my voice. Okay. I was up in Maryland, looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Okay, lots of dialogue options here. One thing I do kind of wish about this game is that it found a way to make the dialogue options, because there are often a lot of them, like, all visible on the screen. This is a Ren'Py visual novel, like, I know it doesn't look it, but it's made in Ren'Py. I'm used to those having, like, oh, the big boxes with the choices up on the screen. This is definitely what they've decided to do with the scroll bar, a lot more visually appropriate to the tone of the game, but it's a little difficult sometimes, so I can say, wait, what? Dude, what's wrong with you? Hell yeah, sounds awesome. Why are you talking to me? Alright, I'm gonna be a little standoffish, I think. Why are you talking to me? Why wouldn't I talk to you? We're on a bus. Buses are one of the best places to meet new people, hands down, and you're the only person left to meet. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad, and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that. We've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real. Jeez, you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Threaten? Smile and pretend he didn't just say that. I never feel that way, no. I have never wanted to kill anyone. You're young, you'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. It changes a person. It makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. Yeah. This is a comedic scene, to be sure, but it sets the tone that this is going to be a little bit disturbing right away. Like, the first stranger you meet has some disturbing thoughts going on in his mind. Great tone setter. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Book smart, so here's our first trait option. We get a lot of those. Have you thought about seeing a therapist? Maybe it would help if you talked to someone about these feelings, someone professional. I'm not licensed or anything, but it seems like you might have a personality disorder. It might be worth looking into. Nah, I don't need to do that kind of stuff. Bus strangers are the best therapists. I feel a lot better after talking to you. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I didn't. It's just a small town, you probably haven't heard of it. Scarlet Hollow. I didn't. No need to be nasty, I was just asking. Not like I'm gonna follow you off the bus or anything. So, if you aren't getting off at my stop, then you must be headed to Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. I've read it pretty often, so I know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way, though, come to think of it. I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there is always a job listing or two in the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. Yeah, I respect that. I would not want to work on a coal mine either, bud. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die! He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me! It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. That actually moved forward without me clicking. Interesting. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Oh my god, that sound effect. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip: sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. So here's, okay, if you just take the peanuts from him, this unlocks a whole, like, side plot where every new character you meet, oh my god, the dripping's still happening. Every new character you meet, you have the option of offering them the peanuts, even a few days into the game when they've kind of gone rotten. I fed them to a dog eventually, and I think that was the right choice. I even got an achievement for it. It's a joke that never really landed that much with me. Like I said, feeding them to the dog, the payoff was kind of fun, but the running joke got old after a while. But I'll show it off because it's kind of funny. Nice, I love boiled peanuts. You take the boiled peanuts. This is also a very southern thing. Like, one thing I've noticed about this game is that it's really well researched in terms of location. I don't know if someone lived in North Carolina or if they just researched it really well, but it's very evocative of place. Nice, I love boiled peanuts. Glad they're going to a good home. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next up, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Enough for a small town like this. You're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Yep. So as we can see here, the bus comes on Monday, and only at Monday. We're gonna be here for a week, with no escape. Hey, Diana. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. I don't want to give my boiled peanuts to Tabitha. Okay. I do want to, I have two, like, main goals for this playthrough. One, I want to pursue the romance option I mentioned earlier. And two, I want to get in good with Tabitha. And I want to reunite her with an old friend, because I didn't really do that in my first playthrough. But Tabitha is a difficult character to get in good with, but I'm really gonna try. Hey, Tabitha. Yeah, I don't think she reacts well to you trying to give her condolences. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving, before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip: dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. Yes, from what I have read, this game has a very robust relationship system, which kind of scares me because hidden relationship systems in visual novels, I'm not always the best at actually making them do what I want. Let's just say that in dating sims where you can fail romance paths, I don't have the best track record. But I'm going to be super careful and try to only say things that at least Tabitha will like. So, not, I guess, we're both members of the Dead Moms Club. I am not saying that. So, the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Need any help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine, just needed the coffin and somebody to dig the hole. How are you holding up? Fine. Oh, so book smart kind of makes you like a therapist. Not empathetic like Keen Eye does, but like you've studied how this works. Should I do the book smart option, or you don't have to bottle your grief like that? I'm not bottling anything, I'm just more emotionally mature than you. Maybe that was a bad choice. Trying to empathize by saying, like, I lost my mom too might have been good. But, you know, I chose the trait, I'll lean into it. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. Dead Moms Club, no. I wish I'd known about you. I don't know why my mom left or what kind of grudge she had against this side of the family, but I'm sorry. I wish I'd known about you. Whatever. What's done is done. Alright. No Dead Moms Club. I'm not making that joke. Maybe with Stella. Maybe Stella, who's another character we'll meet soon. Maybe she will be conducive to that joke. But, not Tabby. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told me you about this place many times before she passed away, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good to you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen, and hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. I thought y'all were loaded. Can't you afford to fix this dump? I do wonder that, but I'm not going to ask that in such a rude way. The architecture reminds me of the Biltmore estate. Breathtaking. Chateau-esque style reminiscent of the Biltmore estate. Color me marginally impressed. I didn't have you pegged as cultured. Oh, does she like me making cultural references? Okay, Booksmart maybe was a smart choice to take for befriending Tabitha. Believe it or not, this estate actually predates the Biltmore by nearly 3 decades. It used to be the crown jewel of the region, but times change, and the intentions of the masses are ever so fickle. Shall we begin the tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears on the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. Janie's the one who has the alpacas. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip. Some explore options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Alright. You said someone actually cleans this place. Have you ever actually seen that happen, or does this person just say they did it and leave? Someone cleans this place. I'm not going to be rude about that. I'm not going to be enthusiastic either. It's nice. It's a kitchen. Is there awesome? I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? Oh, I got an achievement. That damn smile. Get your cousin a flash of pearly whites. That smile can't be real. I didn't, but good for you. Is there somewhere in town to buy food? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, so I wouldn't be going with you. How very folksy. I mean, I might be able to say folksy. Like, Tabitha has never given me the impression that she actually has a high opinion of the people, of her neighbors, the people she shares this town with, so saying that a general store is folksy might not offend her. How folksy? Is it? It's a store that fulfills your general shopping needs. General store just describes what it is. Alright, I'm not gonna take her ice cream. She set hard rules, so I won't bother her about it. Alright, what's next? Bathroom, follow me. And there's the cat, whose name I forget. When can I talk to her? Or him. I don't remember if that's a boy or a girl cat. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on a countertop. Approach, talk. Don't try to pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Ne me parle pas. Oh, she speaks French. Oh, so book smart and talk to animals. Ah, vous parlez français. I don't really know French. Your French is terrible, disgusting. How dare you defile my language with your clumsy American tongue? Haha, very funny. Her name sounds French. Stop wasting my time and let's finish the tour. Oh, so you can talk to animals. It's not like a telepathy kind of thing. So you just talk to animals and hear them reply in your head. And the other humans around you just hear you, and they think you're insane. Great. I'll have to keep that in mind, but I'm gonna take the opportunities to talk to animals whenever they come up. So if people think I'm crazy for that, fine. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Oh, the flies. Oh. the sound effects in this game are really good, both for comedic effect and for horror effect. Um, piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Wait, are you sure this toilet works? Yes. Why wouldn't it? The water bills get paid, therefore the toilet works. Now do your business so we can move on. Okay. You sign resignation. That's the spirit. Who exactly uses it? Guests? What happens if we just hold it? Maybe I'll just hold it. I will say, like, I powered through on my first playthrough, but, like, maybe there are story consequences if you hold your pee. It is quite revolting, the scene that awaits you if you use the toilet. So I'm just gonna try and hold it. Never mind, I don't need to go. You aren't desperate enough for this. You know, on second thought, I don't think I need to go. You might as well try since we're here. Is there another bathroom? There's my bathroom and my departed mother's, but this one is the guest bathroom, so you should get used to using it. Nah, I'm good. You'll still have to go, but it can wait until later. Maybe you'll sneak out to the garden. Oh, is that an option? Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop in the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. The dresser is not empty. I'm guessing that Street Smart makes the lie options better, but Tabitha seems like she can probably read right through it. It seems a little dusty. You spend a moment searching for the right word. Dusty. Wow, sorry I'm not giving you the 5-star hotel treatment you so desperately seem to need. You can dust it off yourself if you care so much. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. She takes no crap from anybody. Remain silent. You can't think of anything else you'd like to say, but if there's one thing for certain, it's that you're not the sort of person who likes to, or even knows how to, verbally end conversations. You remain silent and wait for Tabitha to say something. I take it you don't have any other questions? Good. I mean, I kind of like that better than the whole, guess I'll start to get settled, ha. Happy-go-lucky kind of option. Tabitha seemed to be okay with that, though. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. Is there a library? I couldn't bring too many books with me, and I'm not sure what else I should do with my time. There is, but as I said earlier, most of this building is off limits. And the library is in the West Wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there. Oh, there is a library. Did I do something wrong? Hey, did I do something wrong? You asked me to come to this funeral, but since the moment I got here, you've been acting like I spat in your coffee. What's going on? Was it something I said? Confront her about the prickliness. I feel like maybe that'll help. Okay, I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been fine. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please, just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. Let's ask her about work. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine. Same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Hashtag girlboss. Remain silent. It feels like pointing out the obvious. I didn't know we owned a coal mine. We don't own the coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago. Alright. Just remain silent. Whatever your thoughts may be on Tabitha's work situation, you decide it's best to keep them to yourself. My thoughts are, she's a pig. Because people who own coal mines are often pigs. But I also love her because she's Tabitha. So the thoughts are complicated, and I'm not going to vocalize them to her. Is there anything else you'd like to bother me with before I leave, or are we good? Can you take me into town before you leave? No, it's just on the hill. You can walk there yourself. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. She's not totally opposed to it. I feel like this has been a kinder interaction with Tabitha than I had the first playthrough. Because it leads to the front door. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. A PB&J sounds great right now. I actually didn't go for a PB&J the first time, so let's see what that looks like. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. What you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of this place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Oh, is this like an adventure game? Let's go to the garden first. Let's take a pee. This garden was reclaimed by wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Explore. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Okay. Not much to see there, I guess. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Banana Choco Chunk. That's what Tabitha likes. I'm not going to take her ice cream. Examine the old takeout. Ew! Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. The substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. Oh, I'm not gonna eat it. Why would that be an option? For God's sake, put it back. Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep primal disgust. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. I'm not going to check the mayonnaise. Now that I've seen what Tabitha's takeout looks like, I'm not checking what her mayonnaise looks like. Mayonnaise is disgusting already as it is. I'm sorry, mayo lovers. Take the jelly. That actually looks amazing. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, a knife, bread, and some peanut butter. Better close this fridge and keep looking. Pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Take bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to a satisfying snack. Peanut butter. The king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. Look at the mac and cheese. No, don't even touch it. She said don't touch it, so I won't touch it. Oh, there's a rat trap and a dead mouse. Oh no. Oh no. You close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. Search the cabinets. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, the utensils. I want to see what the shot glass says. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you've heard from your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Maybe they got it from, like, a thrift store or something. Examine the mug. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock and Sea. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled times, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Why would I need a bowl? Oh, for the ice cream. Or the mac and cheese. You're a jerk, protagonist. Potentially. Time to get to work. Alright, make the peanut butter. But I'm gonna talk to Frou-Frou now. Frou-Frou hisses as you draw near and remains firmly in place. You might want to talk to you, but I don't want to... might want to talk to me, but I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Can you tell me about Tabitha? This is the first time I've met her. Spare me your life story. Tabitha at least knows not to bother me. Can you tell me about Pearl Ann? I never knew my aunt. She's dead. I don't waste my time on corpses. Do you like living here? I despise small talk. If you won't take the hint, I suppose I'll have to take things into my own hands. Oh! Frou-Frou lunges at your hand and bites you hard. You back away. Okay. Frou-Frou mean. I mean, that's not surprising. I know that she bites you if you try to pet her, but... Ow, I wasn't expecting talking to her to make that happen. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. A job well done. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Alright, I'm leaving. Settle into your room. Now that you've finally eaten, the aches and pains of your journey have started to sink deep into your bones. You stumble up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. I really want to look in that dresser. Let's look at everything else first. Check out the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, Property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, do whatever you needed to do to return to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. Examine the painting. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Marybelle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Put your spare clothes in the dresser. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet but angry. Afraid! Well, what's your name, little guy? I'm Diana. Dustin? What are you doing in my drawers? Warm. Dark. Can you tell me about the human who lives here? Which human? Portland died. Only one human lives here. Dustin not good with names. 2 human live here. Can you tell me about the humans who live here? 1 human sad. 1 human scary. The sad human. Cries. Gives Dustin bad sleeps. Now, is that Tabitha or is that Pearlan? The scary human. Always watches. Eyes hateful. Now, that might be trying to pull the wool over our eyes. We know that Tabitha is kind of scary, but I think she might actually be the sad one. That's my gut instinct here. Never mind. Thanks for the help, Dustin. Okay. Oh, I love him so much. This is worth taking talk to animals. Can you move, please? I want to put my clothes in here. No, this Dustin house. Fashion your clothes into a nest. You poor thing, you look cold in there. Oh! You gently lay your clothes on top of the creature, arranging them in a little nest. Dustin closes his mouth somewhat more at ease than before, and looks up at you with his shiny black eyes. Human is kind to Dustin. Dustin will remember this. You close the drawer, satisfied with yourself for a job well done. Oh, I didn't know he was so sweet when I first played this game, and I just left my clothes in my bags. Oh! Alright, take a nap. You've earned it. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. That's enough. Investigate the forbidden wings. I don't know. Tabitha might be mad, but I want to see. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the forbidden wings of the estate. I don't know if there's any trace you can leave. You immediately try the nearest door, only to be impeded by locks and chains. Alright, so that is all we can do here. I think. Might as well head to town. With your cousin gone, there's nothing for you to really do here. You leave the estate and head out to explore the town. I think, though, that is a good place to end this first episode. We've gotten our bearings in our temporary new home. Next time, we're going to go out to town and meet some characters. That'll be fun. So I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of scared to play this game again. Because, like, I, in equal parts, really adore it, and had some trouble with it. Not from a horror perspective, but, like, the humor in this game kind of doesn't mesh with the horror for me. So, and there's one character that I really don't like, and the first chapter is very, very centered around her. So the first chapter, once you get out into town, was a little bit difficult for me. And there's another reason for that, and I'll get into it when it comes up. But I don't know. Before going out into town, just this part was so much fun, so much fun to explore the house and explore all the dialogue options. Like, the horror in this game is top-notch horror, but you really come for that and stay for the character and the love put into this project. So I'm really excited to be back in this game, and I hope you're excited to watch. So, I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Scarlet Hollow.